family.
Hello.
All right, we're just waiting for YouTube to come on. Hello, YouTube.
G'day.
Look at this. Hey, we're actually not the ones behind this technology marvel. Getting it right. We've got Jake back there.
Yes, and Justin. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. We'll give you a wave as well. All right.
So hopefully this experience is much better than those we've had with our lives in the past.
All right, let's get into it. Welcome to the Let's Go Queensland 2022 Caravan and Camping Super Show, as I love to say.
Yeah, so awesome. And we are actually here, I think bump in, I should say, is almost complete. It has been a hive of activity today.
Amazing.
Watching everything take place.
Yeah, look, there's over 1,000 vehicles here. Not all of them are behind us, but the RNA showground, and it's taken over a week and a half to actually get there. So it is quite an incredible effort, and it is an amazing show, and there's so many great tips that we're hoping are going to add value to you, whether you're coming to this show or you're planning on going to a show in the future somewhere else in Australia or anywhere in the world. This information will absolutely help you and help you before you go. All right.
Yes, awesome. Now, a quick note, the show dates for this particular show are from tomorrow, which is Tuesday the 7th through to Sunday the 12th of June. So if you are anywhere within driving distance of Brisbane, we would absolutely recommend that you come down here. It is such a buzz.
All right, a very quick backstory. If you're joining us for the first time, we actually purchased our very first van here 3 years ago at this super show, and that's about 85,000 kilometres ago. We have zigged and zagged all the way around this incredible country of ours, and we're actually going to guest speakers this year again, sharing our stories and hopefully giving you some seeds of ideas or some inspiration so that you can actually take your leap of faith and get out there and explore and adventure yourselves.
Yes, and we just absolutely love it, and it is such a buzz. It's such a great event, and being able to connect with everybody who comes, and as you said, Paul, just share a little bit of inspiration and hopefully plant those seeds for you to start dreaming about your own travel adventures.
All right, the Van Ambassador stage is what they're calling it this year. All right, and we are going to be presenting there every day at 11 a.m, as Katie said.
Yes.
So please do come and say hi. We would absolutely love to meet you. We'll have little Jasperoo with us as well. Yes, he's going to be giving out some business cards. It's his favourite job. Wherever you are, Jasper, you're at home with Granny and Granddad. Can't wait to see you a bit later, mate. We're missing you tonight. All right, let's get into it. The top tips to help you get the most out of attending the Super Show. All right, number one, ask lots of questions.
Yeah, it may seem like an obvious one, but it really is so important.
Yeah, look, the only silly question is the one that you don't ask.
That is so true. And another really good tip is write your questions down. Think about them before you come to an event, and make sure you've got them written down, whether that's on a piece of paper or in your phone, because you'll get caught up in the excitement of talking to people and looking at different RVs. And if you don't have them written down, you'll get home and guaranteed you'll be like, oh, we should have asked that question.
Look, you'll hear us say this many times. All the experts are here under one roof. So bring your questions, get under the vans, get in the vans, touch and feel.
Yep.
This is the place to be.
Yeah,
All
awesome.
right. Number two, what kind of RV are you actually in the market for?
Yes, it's a good idea to start thinking about, if you haven't already, what are you looking at? I mean, there is everything here. There is big, there is small, there are caravans, there are motorhomes, there are camper trailers, there are
hybrids,
swags, you name it, it is here. So if you've got some sort of idea already before you come, that's a good start.
Do you know, we did an episode, gosh, it'd be about a year ago now. It was Caravan versus Motorhome, and we really talked about whether you're the type of traveller that's more about the journey or more about the destination. And so if you visit our YouTube channel, The Feel Good Family, there you'll be able to scroll back through and check that out. It is actually, I think, our most popular video that we have created to date, and so the information in there is fantastic, all the pros and cons, and that might help give you some idea around what type of travel or what type of RV you might be looking for.
Yeah, it's a great point. And another thing to think about is, what kind of travel do you want to do? Are you going to be, let's get to all of those fantastic caravan parks, Or are you we want to get off the beaten track, get off road, you know, find those secluded spots? All of those things will determine what type of RV you will end up with.
Another thing I just thought of is if you get onto the caravanqld.com.au website, you'll actually be able to see all of the exhibitors, whether that's accessories, four-wheel drive gear, caravans, RVs, everything that is on show here is listed in that exhibitor's guide. So you can find that on the website, caravanqld.com.au.
That's an excellent point. And there's also all the details of all the other good stuff that's happening at this particular show, and we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up.
Okay, another really great point is to do your own research.
Yeah.
Don't just trust us. Look, really get online and really weed out the, I guess, the paid advertisements from the real information that makes sense, you know, so that you've got an idea. You might be able to narrow your choices down a little bit by doing your own research.
Yeah, that is a really good point. And there is lots out there on the internet. And as you said, Paul, it's finding those really genuine reviews or that really detailed information, again, just so that you're coming armed and you're not maybe as green as we were when we first came to the show.
I think, again, what is so fantastic about having, you know, 1,000 different products on display is that you can get in and you can touch and feel. You can see if the bunks are going to be big enough for your ever-growing eating and, you know, growing teenagers. And it's a really good point.
It is the best part of it, and it's what we love still after 3 years of coming to the shows. There's nothing more exciting than being able to get inside of these RVs, lay on the bed, as you said, touch and feel. Even if you've just got the tiniest little seed of an idea or a dream for somewhere down the future, take selfies of yourself in the vans, in the motorhomes, whatever it is that you're looking at, and stick them up on your wall, because that is your inspiration. That is going to keep your fire burning, and it's going to keep you taking those little steps towards achieving your dream.
Hashtag feel good with your selfies.
Yeah.
We want to see them. Okay. Know what you want. This is really specific to what are your must-haves.
Yes, and it's a really good point. And this is something that we did before we came to the first show.
We didn't agree on everything.
No, and look, you don't have to agree. And coming here is about actually working those things out. What we're talking about is, you know, what are the inclusions that are an absolute must for you? What are the things that you are not prepared not to have? For us, when we were first looking for a caravan, I knew I didn't want an all-in-one bathroom. I wanted a separate shower and a toilet. That was an absolute must for me. This was going to be our full-time home for 2 years, and well, now we've been on the road for almost 3. Make that list. Make a list of the things that you think, well, I'd maybe be willing to negotiate depending on, you know, the pitch that the salesman gives me, or if I see something that I really like and it doesn't have that particular feature, but I'll be happy with that. Have those lists of things, because again, it's all just going to help you narrow down the options so that you don't feel so overwhelmed.
You know, interestingly, I actually disagreed with Katie on this one. I thought, you know, an all-in-one shower combo with the toilet would be fine. Now that we've been, you know, on the road 2.5 years, full time, I have to say she was right. You should
never disagree with me. I'm always right. You should know this by now. How long have we been married?
Anyway, I'm still learning. Okay, upgrades. Really consider these carefully. And the reason why we say this, again, you can learn from maybe our mistakes here, or, you know, as Katie said, we had never even really owned a tent. So we were certainly very green nomads, starting to turn into grey nomads. But knowing that you can get certain upgrades depending, again, on what style of travel you are or what experiences you want to have, you can get some of these done, I think, easier, and certainly can save you money in manufacturing. You know, maybe don't wait to do some of those upgrades. We'll tell you to wait for certain things, but on those, like particularly around solar, you know, will you be off grid? Like, will you actually want to do that? Then you want to seriously think about what comes standard and looking at those upgrades.
Yep, great point. And if you can save yourself money and time later, then that's an awesome time to do it when you're in that purchasing and build process.
Excellent. It's actually a good segue into the next one, and it's around attending all of the education sessions. There are so many sessions here. When you look at the ticket price to come in here and the value that you get out of these different education sessions that they put on throughout the whole day, it's a no-brainer. But one of those in particular is the towing and weight masterclass with Dave and Gary. We have shared stage with them a number of times over the years. These guys are absolute masters, and it is a class that you definitely want to get along to, because it is a minefield out there when you see all this advertising, 3.5 ton towing. What does it actually mean? How much does my van actually weigh? What can I actually load it up with? What can I load the vehicles up with? So,
do you know what I love? This is one of my favorite things about coming to the show, is the educational side of it. But I love that you've got the experts right there. You can ask them any question. They are going to physically show you, so not just tell you how you should do it, but they're going to show you as well. And it is a minefield, the whole weight thing, with all the different acronyms that you've got to remember. And what does that actually mean? You're going to be shown how to correctly pack your caravan so that you are within your legal limits. So do get along to them. And of course, the guys are great. They're good fun.
Another one this year that is a bit of an improvement on last year's is the 4x4 off-road test track.
Yes.
This looks so exciting. I'm putting my hand up this year to jump in and get behind the four-wheel drive, test the track, learn a thing or two. But look, the guys are over there as well. And again, they're on throughout the day. So come see us and then go and get all the education.
Good advice.
All right. Camping accessories.
Oh my goodness, there is so much amazingness on offer here at the show. It is super cool to be able to walk around and have a look at all of the different accessories that are on display, the new innovations.
Yeah. You
could go nuts. You really could.
Yeah, look, Kate will say, don't leave here with bags full of stuff because you don't need it all.
Well, that's a really good point. You don't need it all now anyway.
Yeah.
Like, come, check it all out, get excited, have the things that, are your musts, or we definitely need to get that. We made the mistake when we first came to one of these shows. We thought we needed it all before we hit the road, and we quickly learned we spent money on products that we either never used or that we used and thought, oh, that actually doesn't really do the job, or we could find something better.
Well, there was something better, quite often. I mean, I'm totally this sort of person, but I get gear envy. Anyone else get gear envy? You pull up the camp and the guy's like, check this out, mate. I can one-upmanship you.
Do you know, but that's actually a really good way to figure out what you do and don't need as well, is by talking to your camp neighbours, getting a bit of gear envy, seeing what other people are using. So I guess our point is there's so much cool stuff, but you don't need to buy it all in one hit. And as you travel more, you'll know your style, you'll know the things that you like, the things that you need. So maybe, be a bit more sensible than we were.
Oh, look, you're definitely going to leave with more than what you came with, Yeah. So, you enjoy that. There's some fantastic products. And again, the innovation, every year there is something exciting and new. And that's not only in manufacturing, but in the accessories. We love that.
Yeah.
All right, capture the details.
Yes, this is a really important one.
It seems really obvious, but we're all walking around with, this incredible amount of intelligence in our pocket, and it's a phone.
I thought you were talking about your other half.
I actually sometimes call Katie my flash drive. So, that sounds bad. Anyway, but look, with your phone, I mean, you can take photos and then jot notes down and then press record on the video and do a walk through that van. Or actually, say to the guy at the stand or the girl and say, what is it about your product that is different to everyone else? What is so good about it? Do you mind if I record you? Bang. And then you will remember later that night when you're sitting there with a glass of vino, like we were, you won't be so overwhelmed, you won't be so confused. You'll have that information there and you'll be able to go, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. That was that design or that layout I loved.
Yeah, and well, that's a really good point, because what we found, and when we first came to the show, we came 2 consecutive days, but vans or motorhomes or camper trailers or helicopters, if that's what you're
Katie's
looking
ride's
for.
just arrived, I think. There we go.
They can all start to look the same at the end of the day because you've looked in so many, and if you're not capturing the details of them, you can get blurred in your memory of what's what.
Yeah.
So really capture the ones that you love. Ask them exactly, how does this work? Show me how this works. And then you've got that little video and photographic file that you can mark on your map.
Yeah. I think also look under the vans. You know, that's something that we didn't do, but we learnt later as we were travelling. That will give you a really good idea of what is there as far as safety and security and durability and all of those things. You know, we live in one of the harshest environments on the planet, so really check out that stuff as well.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
All right. Okay, this one's not so much of a tip really, but this, I think, is such an awesome reason for you to actually come and attend one of these shows, come and say hi to us. But it is that there are 100+ manufacturers, and if you were going to try and see them, whether that was, you know, down at the Gold Coast, on the Sunshine Coast, anywhere in between, you know, up all the way up there in Rocky or down to Sydney, I mean, that's a lot of driving, and you can literally walk between all of these vans here within 5 to 10 minutes and see them all in one place.
Yeah, it's such a good point. Saves on your time, saves on time spent in the car, toing and froing between dealerships. I love that. I love that you can come and maybe come for a couple of days. Like, it's here all week. So come and do that. Like, if you are seriously in the market, it's a great way to be able to tackle so many different makes and models.
Look, you don't know what you don't know, and certainly when we were completely green and our very first show we attended, we didn't have a clue. And so we didn't know how to narrow it down, but we did learn, and by the second day we had narrowed it down to 3 manufacturers that we really went, okay, that could suit us, our lifestyle, what we thought we were going to do, our budget. Yeah, exactly. A great tip that I got from one of the manufacturers actually last week was you should really try and nail it down just to 2. If you are in the market to purchase whatever the rig is, or you know, camper, trailer or motorhome, whatever it is, if you can nail it down to 2, it really gives you a much clearer headspace to be able to compare apples with apples. It's
a really great advice, and especially if you've done a little bit of preparation before you come and you've done some of these things that we've spoken about, you've done your research, you've read reviews, you've found the information. All of those things, as you say, help to paint a clearer picture for you when you're here.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, just come. It is so exciting to be able to walk around and see this much caravan and camping products and gear and the, you know, I mean, it is fantastic because you can touch and feel it. Yeah, and really get a good sense of what it is that you're either dreaming about. And taking the selfies is such a great idea. I wish we thought of that, you know, when we first started, because then you can actually stick that up on your, you know, your wall where your boss can't see it. So you've got your dream always front and center.
Yep, on your vision board. I love it. And if you're a family and you're a bit worried about, you know, bringing the kids to a big event like this and dragging them around for hours, from our personal experience, well, Jasper was 2 when we came to our first show. Yep. And he loved it then, and he loves it now.
Yeah.
Getting in and seeing all of the different rigs that are on display and all of the different products, the kids really will have a ball because it is such an exciting environment.
He just loves all the swags. He keeps trying to tell us he wants us to get a couple of swags, you know.
We could put him in a swag and maybe have the big bed to ourselves.
All right, so there it is, everything that you'll need to know to come and enjoy the show. We also wanted to let you know, if you're new to our channel and new to what we do, we have created the ultimate touring guide after our lap year. All the lessons that we learnt from our lap year around Oz over this last 2.5 years, and we've put it into, I say we, I mean Katie has put it into this fantastic ebook that really is the guide that we wish we had before we hit the road.
Yeah.
And look, if whether you are green or grey, you're already rolling around the country, the information in here, all at your fingertips, is absolutely invaluable.
Yeah, it is really fantastic, if we do say so ourselves, but it really is a great resource that will save you time, save you stress, give you the tools at your fingertips. And as you said, Paul, no matter whether you are starting out and completely new to this lifestyle like we were, you'll have so much value from it. But even if you are a seasoned traveller, there are still great tips in there about travelling Australia as well, plus lots of templates, things that you can actually personalize to your setup to make sure that you are keeping yourself and your family safe as you travel around this awesome country. So definitely check that out. Now you can find that on our website, thefeelgoodfamily.com, under our shop section, and we also have a link in the description of this video.
Something really cool too is that it's half price at the moment. It costs less than one night's camping.
Yeah.
And there's also a free audio book called Lessons from a Lappier that is attached to that purchase, which is also digital download as well. So get on. You will absolutely love that. Almost 100 pages, 100 clickable links, apps, maps, resources, absolutely jam-packed.
Yes.
Okay, let's wrap it up there. We really do hope that we hope that this information has helped you or inspired you. Get your family, grab a mate, get on the train, come on down. Something else that we should mention is that school kids are free. That doesn't happen anymore, does it?
No.
Freebie.
No,
we love
that is
it.
awesome. And there is free travel on the rail network with a purchase of a ticket to the show. So actually jump on to the Caravan in Queensland website and check that out, because there's so much value for coming here outside of what you're going to get when you're here as well.
And there are loads of food and beverage outlets as well. Whether you want to come later in the afternoon and maybe hit the Sunseeker bar.
Yes.
Yeah, or come and see us in the morning, 11 a.m. every day on the Vambassador stage.
Look, and if you are coming, let us know. Pop it in the comments or in the live chat. Let us know so that we can keep an eye out for you, because we love catching up with everybody at these events.
All right, next week on our YouTube channel, we have a Fraser Island special. Amazing. Thankfully, Queensland has turned on the weather, and last week was absolutely spectacular. The drone footage was amazing. The experiences were out of this world.
Yeah, Fraser's been on our list for such a long time. So to actually be able to get over there in a really good period of weather after all of the crazy weather that Queensland has had over the past few months was just awesome. And it has just totally whet our appetite to spend heaps more time on Fraser Island, because there is so much for everybody over there.
All right, some other exciting updates that we will let you in on in the next week or two, once we actually know what we're doing. But some exciting changes coming.
Yes, we do.
All right.
Big news.
Yes, for now, dream big, look after yourself and look after your family.
And happy trails.
See you Facebook. See you YouTube.